Hey, it's Dr. Amanda with StraightSmile Solutions, StraightSmileSolutions.com, and today we're going to talk about arch wires. Yay! You guys always have so many questions about arch wires, so I'm going to take you through my opinion about arch wires, what I use them for, what I don't. I have tons of videos on arch wires already. If you want to watch all my straight wire arch wire videos, you can go to my YouTube channel, which is StraightSmile Solutions. So go to your YouTube channel, put the word StraightSmile Solutions in the search bar. It'll take you to my YouTube channel, which has a green banner. Then on the homepage, there are a variety of different playlists. There's one for straight wire or braces. You can watch all the hundreds of videos in there and learn a lot about everything you need to know, free orthodontic education. But let's just do a quick video. Specifically, I wanted to talk about TMA today, which is one video that I hadn't made yet. TMA, shoot, I should know what that stands for, and I totally forgot. But it's basically beta titanium. It's another word for it. Beta titanium is a hybrid material. That means it's somewhere in between your nitide and your stainless steel. Where is it? Okay, so it's got some properties of both in there, turned into TMA, okay? So what properties does it have? Well, let's talk about nitide first. So we've got our nitide. We've got all kinds of super elastic nitides. I've done videos on the difference between copper nitide, regular nitide, reverse curve nitide, thermal activated nitide. There's a lot of different nitides out there. Whatever. Personally, in my opinion, just do regular nitide. You really don't. The benefits and the extra expense really don't make it that important. So what about the properties of nitide? Well, nitide is nickel titanium. It's a super elastic wire. It used to be pretty expensive. It's much cheaper now, of course. The cool thing about it, this is a 020, so it's round. So you can see what it is. It says upper, okay? And it says 020. 020, if you only see one dimension, means it's round. And the dimension is 020 of a millimeter. So that's a pretty thick, round wire. So when you bend it, it bounces back. See, it doesn't actually make a bend. You can stick it in all the teeth and blah, 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 and engage it in everything, and then boom, it just goes back, right? Pretty cool stuff. So the teeth and the arch take on the properties of and the dimensions of that wire. Of course, you want to pick the right arch form for that. So this is a natural arch form. Every company calls them different things. They might call them natural, standard, and ovoid. They might call them square, tapered, and ovoid, whatever. Pick one company and stick with it. That's the main thing. This is a pretty nice arch form. I like it. It's nice and rounded, okay? There's some that are way too narrow. They're like this. We don't want those, okay? Because everyone's a nice broad arch form. We don't want something like this. That's a little ridiculous. This is a nice arch form. Just make sure you stay with the same company for all your cases. And pretty much the same arch form. Occasionally I'll get an adult where I'm like, okay, we can't expand these arches. They're just too narrow, you know, we're gonna have to stick with a more tapered arch form, but that's pretty much few and far between. So for the most part, for most of your patients, you're gonna stick with the standard. You need to make sure you have an upper on the upper and a lower on the lower. There are a few straight wire courses that are out there. I call them courses in air quotes that use universal. That's a huge mistake. You're gonna have some funky back teeth bites. So you always wanna use upper on the upper and lower on the lower, and it'll say lower if you have lower. I don't have any here right now, but you can see upper 020. Round wires like this are meant for leveling and aligning, which is their first stage of doing it. It's not meant for space closure, okay? No power chain on these. It's not meant for open coil springs. None of that. It's not meant for elastics. The only thing you're doing with round wires is leveling and aligning. Once you finish that, you're gonna move on to rectangular. You can do more things with rectangular, okay? Sorry, that's TMA, but you get the idea, okay? So let's find some other, no, I don't have any other rectangular ones, but anyways, okay. So upper on the upper, lower on the lower, round for leveling and aligning, rectangular, heavy rectangular for other types of movements like elastics, open coil springs, and power chain, okay? Like we said, TMA has properties of both nitide and steel. Here's stainless steel, okay? So we saw what happens with nitide when you bend it. Let's get stainless steel out, and you can see the difference between that is if I do that with the stainless steel. Sorry, I was out cleaning my car today. my nails are all black. So, but you can see stainless steel, when I bend it, it stays bent, okay? That's the difference. Why do we like this? Well, we don't like that for leveling and aligning, But I like this if I want to make a bend in the wire. Now, as a general or pediatric dentist, do I recommend you deal with bends? No, don't do it. No point. Just get your brackets right to begin with. So most general and pediatric dentists that I work with will never use stainless steel wires. They just don't need them. Why? There's no reason for them. Even me as an orthodontist barely uses these anymore. Now, do I think you need TMA? No, I don't think you need that. I wouldn't even bother buying it. I used them a lot in residency because our residency was really into like cantilevers and weird kind of biomechanics. Now there are more efficient ways to get things, but they taught us all the basic ways, and we used to make cantilevers out of TMA. We also used to make intrusion arches out of TMA. So it had some of the benefits. So I'll just open it and show you. These are kind of expensive, but I'm gonna wrap one up for you. So TMA has some elastic properties like the NiTi, but it also has the ability to be bent. So I can do this and you can see it bends, right? But it also is a little bit elasticy. Oh my God, this is like a $5 I just threw out the window. But yeah, TMA is very expensive for that reason. I don't think you really need it. I don't think you need stainless steel either. Very, very rare. I'm not saying never buy it, but maybe have a few packages, but it's very rare that you're ever gonna need it, assuming you treatment plan right, you use expanders when you need to use them, and you use indirect bonding for your bracket placement and place them right to begin with. And if you're not using indirect bonding for your bracket placement, you're stopping at your 18 NiTi and taking a progress panel and doing your re-bracket appointment and getting your brackets right. If you're not getting your brackets right to begin with, you will need to do bends. And I don't think it's worth your time, to be very honest, to learn to do bends. It's a complete waste of brain space and time. So, all right, so that's pretty much it in terms of the difference between TMA or beta tie, NiTi, stainless steel. Only other thing I really wanted to talk about today is the coated wire. Here's a coated wire. Wanted to talk a little bit about that. Cool thing about coated wires is that they're kind of pretty. You can see this one is white. I've seen them in blues, greens, oranges, yellows, so you can do coated wires, for patients that want more colors, Problem is these coated wires don't have the same properties as a regular NiTi, and to me, things move slower. So it's not something that I offer. I have offered the coated ones before, but these always flaked off, like the coating. It looked always kind of gnarly. So, I mean, do I recommend doing that? No, but I just wanted to bring it up to you. Only other thing I wanted to talk about today is the reverse curve wire, and I've done other videos on that, so make sure you go into my YouTube channel, put in reverse curve or RCS, reverse curve of SPI wire, and it explains what a reverse curve wire is for, or an accentuated curve. It's the opposite, same wire. Make sure you keep upper with upper, lower with lower, right? But they're very handy. I only do these at the very final wire, the last 2 months. Let's say I have a slight deep bite that I want to open and everything else is straight. I don't necessarily want to go in and do a bite plate or anterior bite turbo, so then I'm gonna have to go back to a NiTi wire and use box elastics. Maybe I don't feel like bonding the 7s because that takes a lot of time and they tend to break off, and I just want to open the bite a little bit, or I have a slight open bite. I want to flip this over on the top to get a little more extrusion of the anterior teeth. That is the benefit of this. I think this is something at $19.25 that you would want to stock, both upper and lower. I would highly recommend it. These do really come in handy, but they're only the last few months. You do not do them at the beginning of treatment. Like case is done. We're just trying to either open and close a bite at the end. That's what I use them. Because if you start mixing these up in the middle of treatment, you're gonna waste your time and money because these are expensive. So anyways, all right, hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you learned a lot about wires. Again, if you want help with a case, we help with individual cases, as well as you can get a monthly subscription where we help you with all your cases. We can help you screen your cases, do your treatment plans, help you with your clin checks, show you about bracket placement, tell you what wires to use, what mechanics to do to try to get your objectives, etc., etc. Take you to help you with new services like, hey, let's go into interceptive, let's do growth modification, Invisalign MA, bionators, twin blocks, really fun stuff like that. Expanders, sagittals, molar uprighting, all that, definitely cool. That's my favorite stuff that's out there. All right, thanks so much. Have a great day.